guys, it's your boy Kenny Boulder with another Pokemon video, and this is gonna be a wild story, so buckle up and have a great time with me. So we got a screenshot from Pokemon TCG 5 hours ago. You've been warned, don't trade like normal collectors. It isn't fair. And this picture is a screenshot from the Lake Worth Sports and Collectibles show, dated August 8th on Facebook. And I'm just gonna read it for you guys. Good morning, everyone. Over the last few months, I have noticed an epidemic happening at card shows in South Florida. It seems that a lot of people, not just kids, feel that they can just walk into a card show with a box of cards, find another customer, and go up front and make deals without buying a table. I actually caught two guys buying and selling cards in the bathroom. I do not give a shit how you reword it or explain it. When you come into a card show as a customer and think you can buy and sell to other customers, that is fucking stealing! Exclamation, 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 exclamation. That is all it is. Pieces of crap that want to win the lottery without buying a ticket. My dealers are paying for a table for the opportunity to buy and sell cards. And these motherfuckers walk in here, pay nothing, and take sales away from my dealers. I talked this over with the Polish club. I don't know what the Polish club is. And my security, and we decide if we catch any customer dealing with another customer in any way, we will throw both of them out. If they do it again, they will be banned. The problem is that I can not spend all day watching them, but my security can. The inmates do not run the prison. I do. I will protect my dealers no matter what. We will have signs up at my next show. I'm sorry, people, but this needs to stop. The inmates are running the asylum, man. This is so unhinged. And, I get it. This is mostly sports cards, but there are other collectibles, including Pokemon cards. And so maybe this isn't like a me giving shit to this particular card show. But this is some unhinged shit, man. I don't know why you would write this. I know most card shows do have a rule that you need to have a table to sell. But that doesn't stop from people buying, other customers can go in and buy other stuff from other customers. I think I get some of the meaning of this message here, but it comes off as super unhinged and like straight up just like delusional that people at card shows can't sell other people. And I get it, dealers pay a premium to have a booth, have a table, whatever. I get it. Dealers are dealers, vendors are vendors. I just think it's kind of unhinged to make this kind of post because this is the exact kind of shit that would basically say, you know what? I'm not going to go to this card show. Because it sounds like the guy who owns this card show is kind of a dick. And why would I want to spend money at a card show where a guy is just being a complete asshat? Like, clearly this guy has, like, an ego problem. And a bit of an entitlement issue in my humble opinion. Customers should be able to trade with each other. Shit. If I'm walking with Pokemon cards, I should be able to trade my Pokemon cards with someone at the same venue. The fact that security would be, like, watching me and saying, hey, did you just take out Pokemon cards? Can't do that, bro. Gotta get the fuck out of here. And don't get me wrong. If a guy walked in with a box of like MJ Holdings Pokemon cards and they're trying to flip it and they go in the corner without having, paid for a vendor table, then yeah, of course kicking them out. But if it's just customers working with customers in the bathroom, that's a little bit absurd. And it's kind of really, I don't know, like, why are you... It's unreal. It seems like it's not the best way to attract customers and invite an inclusive, welcoming hobby. And it makes it seem like the hobby itself is just all about the money and not about the collectibles themselves and not about the cards. And I get it. This is the sports cards and collectibles show. But if you're a Pokemon fan, if you're just someone who just wants to trade your collectibles, your cards, then yeah, you're going to bring your stuff over. Some comments I want to share. The inmates do not run the prison. That's an interesting analogy to make. I mean, exactly. And someone posted Watchmen, you know, a little gif. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Making card shows and analogies to prisons is wild. Unethical life pro tip: walk outside to buy and sell cards. I mean, yeah, like you can just walk outside, you know, like, all right, cool. Hey, man, just meet me up on my car. I'll sell you some stuff, you know, like, Jesus. About a decade ago, there was a local game store in my area that had a similar policy to the show hosts. Trade all you want, but cash does not exchange hands. You literally did have to go outside if that was a deal you made. Got in trouble once because I had a trade deal that was off by 25 cents. Low end Magic the Gathering cards, and the other person wanted the value. So as a joke, I threw down a quarter. Part owner who made the policy was ready to toss me from the store. He later sold his ownership share, so it's not an issue anymore. Here's another one. So I shouldn't go to a card show and do anything but buy the overpriced product that everyone is charging. Last card show I went to, BIN for eBay like 20% under what the tables were trying to get. What a way to encourage the hobby, lol. Yeah, last card show I went to, every sale product was being sold way above market. Unless you're going with singles you want to buy and trade, there's really not a point to go inside of just buying online. In the bathroom. I mean, that's like the crazy part of this, is that he found two customers making a trade in the bathroom. And he's like, hey, now my card show. So collectors are now inmates of the dealers. So collectors are now inmates to the dealers that are prison guards. They can get all the way fucked. The admin for the biggest buy, sell, trade group and page in my town forbids sharing restock information or certain types of trades and sells because it interferes with hers and other vendors' income, quote unquote. And she always shares sob stories about how it's their livelihood. I don't give a fuck if you decide to make Pokemon a full-time job. I'll just come out and say it. Most tables have the same 10 cards available. You see the same cards for the same price, booth after booth. It gets old. On one specific occasion, I saw another customer trying to trade a card that was vintage and unique with a table vendor. Once their deal didn't go through, I traded with them and the vendor was totally okay with it. So, yeah, I mean, this whole situation is kind of dumb. And for me, this is like one of those cases where it's like, it's kind of a... The stake of the card collecting, of the hobby, is about money, 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 money. And I understand, I get it. If your livelihood is Pokemon cards or trading cards, and you make everything, to put food on the table, so to speak, to other people, then yeah, I guess you want to limit other people selling product. I just think it's stupid to think that customers and collectors can't trade with amongst each other, and that the vendors only have a monopoly at the card show. That's just like kind of like unhinged in my opinion. And maybe it's an L take or a bad take, but like I don't imagine people walking in with like a whole box of Pokemon cards just trying to flip it and sell it. I think you can't really police that. Like if a guy has a briefcase with the cards he wants to trade, and another customer wants to trade, and another collector wants to trade, then yeah, it should be fine at a card show. And yeah, maybe that there's a rule or a policy, but again, the analogy with the inmates running the prison and this guy is the warden is just kind of stupid. I just feel like this person who wrote this definitely is a bit unhinged, and it is a bit toxic to have this kind of mindset, because it's not inviting, it's not inclusive. It just seems kind of like exclusive, kind of like acting like a cartel. Like this is what like a trade cartel would do to like limit their to limit other opportunity costs or to limit other competition. Is that, hey, if you're in my prison, you play by my prison rules. And it's like, no, man, like I'd rather not take my dollars to your card show if you're gonna be a total dick about this. And you can make an argument saying, well, they're just being really protective of their card vendors and dealers. Well, I mean, are they? I think they're scaring away and being a bit toxic. I think if this person was in charge of your card show, I'd be like, yo, man, you're kind of escalating. You're being a little bit kind of like unhinged right now, bro. You should tone it down because we want to bring more customers, more collectors into the card show. And I think my argument is that you want to have as many people there as possible, and limiting people to trading with other customers is kind of a dumb hill to die on. So obviously, I want to be clear. This post was deleted. It's already gone. And apparently, if you go on this Facebook group, they basically limited all their comments, and you can't really even like contribute or say anything. So I feel like this person has a lot of problems with control, and maybe just like they don't want to hear anyone else's opinion. But I think this is a bad take. I think this limits the hobby. I think you're basically doing a disservice to Pokemon cards, to collectibles, by acting like this, because it just doesn't make any sense. And I think there is like a genuine line, so to speak. Yes, you have to pay the vendor fee, the dealer fee, the table fee, and I do think that there is that element of like, if you want to be a vendor or a dealer, you got to pay up front and pay the fee, and you have to abide by their rules. But if you're just gonna like have security guys go around and like police everyone for like even trading if they're not, like trading to other customers, that is dumb. Like, collectibles and trading cards are supposed to be traded. And what makes you special that you basically can limit people? And I get it. I'm not saying, like, if a guy shows up with a box of stuff. I'm saying if I bring, like, 5 cards, and I'm like, yo, hey, bro, like, I heard you on this other table, you were looking for this card. I have this card right here. Do you want to trade? That should be allowed. That shouldn't be, like, a problem. That should be, like, by all accounts, permissible. But apparently, yeah. Apparently, you get kicked out. Security will drag your ass out of the store, and then I guess you have to just do the trade outside at the, at your car or something. So I just think this is like a stupid hill to die on. This is just like, I see this kind of stuff, and I'm like, really? Are we entering this like phase of like who gets to buy and get to sell? Because that's just dumb. So again, I really appreciate you guys watching this video. If you're new to this YouTube channel, please like, subscribe, and comment. Be safe out there, and I'll see you next time, y'all. Take care.